You're going to regret
that.
having these in here.
This is all your fault.
Yeah. All right, you said this is awkward? That's what you said.
Sure.
All right. Okay, this has never been done before, any place that I know of. No company's ever let their customers in on their brainstorming sessions. This is like they get behind the green door, so to speak. This is us. You always start by, we should state our purpose for being here today and forever is to find better ways to teach the kids stuff and make heroes out of teachers. So how do we do that with the thing we're doing today? The product at hand is stickers. We know teachers use a lot of stickers. We're not sure really what age group those stickers are going for. If they're high school kids, do we know?
Well,
they're high school kids or middle school kids or what?
Having just stepped out of the classroom and into the role of product development manager, I can tell you that even in the high school, the kids love their stickers.
They do.
And so
You're not just saying that because you're a pumpkin sweater lady or something?
no, I love my stickers, as do my students, because it's fun and it gives. Today, kids are growing up so quickly that this gives them a chance to go back and be kids again.
Just enjoy it.
And then have fun with it. And it also gives them pride in their work, because if they get a sticker that says something that gives them accolades, then they feel good about what it is they've done.
Okay. So what's your most popular kind of sticker so far that you're selling? What's the big seller?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
We have
Steve, do you
several.
know?
We
Yeah.
have several. The emoji stickers, the newer ones, are great. Most of our stickers are positive affirmations, obviously.
Yeah. There's not one. There's not a set of 3 that says great, okay.
No.
Needs more
No.
work.
No,
No.
I think we've tried that in the past, but
And the hot mess ones never sold.
no, all the positive. We do have holiday stickers, Day of the Dead, they sell very well. Glittery stickers sell well. Most of the teachers like colorful.
The colorful ones.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
colorful and positive. Okay. All right. So the idea today is to add a QR code to the stickers to take it to another dimension. After all, we're in the digital age, so the kids get the stickers, they click on it with their phones, and they get something. That's the project we're doing. We decided to do that. The question is, the brainstorming idea, the reason we're having a brainstorming session, is to throw out ideas as to what that content will be. And the way, Jay, you said, the way technically we can do it is all the kids click in, and when they click in, they'll go to a site and they're going to get a randomization of stuff that comes up. It won't be the same for every kid, which is sort of cool. Like if 30 kids all of a sudden click on their thing all at once, then they're going to get somebody to be laughing, some are going to be good grief, and some are going to be bored. There's going to be all different reactions, which entices the kids to go back and get another sticker another time. Now, you said that we can do it so that they get to click on it once, they don't get to click through all 30 of them. You can put a
Right.
cookie in there to stop them after a minute or so.
Yeah, we want to randomize it with like 10 different ones per saying,
Okay.
and then make sure they don't get the same one.
But okay, but wait a minute. But we don't want them to be able to see them all by keep clicking. Is there a way that you can stop it so that they can't
So
see more than one?
if I get
Yeah, it'll be a cookie. It'll be like a time set cookie. So we'll say 10 minutes, 20 minutes.
Or 10
Don't show
or
anything
10
if they've already
seconds?
visited this particular site within
Okay.
20 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah.
what
that's
happens
how we'll
after
stop.
20 minutes?
Then they
The cookie is destroyed and they can see it again.
Yeah,
The
but
same
And it
one
will-
or a different
Well, it will
one?
auto-generate.
So I could
it'll
go.
randomize.
So the student could go through all 10.
If
You
they
know how
were
they
to
take
take
them all
their
day.
paper home.
Oh,
and
okay.
20
Yeah,
minutes,
yeah,
you know.
yeah.
They'll get bored and move on to something else.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I think that if you've got something now, here's the big thing that we don't know about is that the kids have this thing on their phone.
Well,
Does that-
with instant gratification today, I don't think that a student is actually going to go back through and say, "Oh, there's 10 more. I can
Yeah.
keep looking."
Right.
You know, they might want to go home and show their parent, "Look, Mom, look what I got," and it
They
might
might
be
accidentally,
different.
yeah.
Well, how they know?
You know,
How they know in
but-
the first place that there was multiple ones?
Right,
too,
that's
in the
exactly what,
circle.
But
you know,
the-
we're
the-
not telling them
the-
that their stickers have 10 different ones underneath that
Yeah.
particular one.
Okay.
Okay,
so to
the
speak.
question is though, do they, how many kids have that
QR
that
code
app?
reader.
It's
The
a
reader on
free
their phone?
app that all
Yeah.
students can download
Can't,
should
but do they
they.
have it already?
Most of them do.
They do, you sure?
I know if we might-
can't say.
All I can say is that when I look at the apps in like the Play Store,
Yeah.
and most of them have like over 50,000 or 500,000 installs. So I mean, and there's a ton of them. So if they all have, you know, a high number of installs, then chances are,
Okay.
a lot of people have them.
Then I think, but be that as it may, I think our challenge is if the kids don't have it installed, there's got to be something cool enough in this content so that if they don't have it installed, somebody says that gets something cool 2 seats away, and they go and get it installed. This is cool. I got to do this.
Yeah.
So our thing today is come up with ideas that are really cool. I think that we need to have like 4 out of 7, that ratio of ideas, that something really is a hoot and not just something cultural or something like that. I mean, one teacher said, already wrote us and said, okay, this is a really great idea, but do it in the language, okay? We can do some in the language, some can be cultural and stuff like that, but some of them gotta be just outrageous hoot, because you gotta get the kids to wanna get these stickers, excited about getting these stickers again. They learn something, hopefully, from the content, that'd be nice too, but they've gotta wanna get the app if they don't already
Like
get
some
it.
sort of, like when you're saying something at hoop, like the gifts, some of those funny
Maybe,
gifts that
maybe,
might
maybe, yeah.
entice them.
Okay, so now.
Does everyone know how QR codes work?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Um,
By the way, if the people are watching this and anybody's got ideas, just feel free to. What do you do, Chuck? They text them in or something, or they type them in and send them to you?
They just type it in the messages.
Okay, so if you got ideas, this is where the idea part comes, you guys.
Well, what about memes? What if we rewrote some really famous memes in Spanish or French or German, whatever content area you're selling them to?
as long as they don't lose context, you
Yeah.
know, lose the meaning.
Mhm.
If it's something humorous, it might not necessarily translate the same
right.
way.
Yeah.
So you have to be careful with that. But
Right.
we can use idiomatic expressions in this target language, and we could throw those in, which would be a way to give them affirmation, but allow for the students to learn something new. For example, in Spanish, when
meme?
you would say, I'm just joking, I'm pulling your leg. But in Spanish, the translation is, I'm actually taking your hair. So, yo tomo el pelo is what you would say, as opposed to, I'm pulling your leg.
Or a mouse
you-
ate, or a mouse ate your tongue? Isn't that what they say?
that I don't know.
Instead of a cat get your tongue, it's did a mouse eat your tongue?
Really? Oh, I
think
didn't
so.
know that one. That one's new. So,
Yeah.
so that sort of thing,
so
is that what you mean?
Yeah,
Okay.
but taking some of those really popular memes.
Like
I mean,
what?
everybody-
Like what? Can you name one or two?
The problem with those is that they come and go so fast. Like my nephew was just over the other day, and he was just saying, a meme's here today and then it's gone tomorrow. It's funny for a minute, and now you're on to the next.
Since
But
this is
wouldn't
all
you-
being done digitally, does it matter if it goes
Yeah.
Right.
quickly? We could just
We could
switch it up
change
for
it.
the next cool one.
If it's a product we want to constantly be updating. Yeah.
I don't mean like constantly, but what if, once every month,
Right.
2
Wait a
months,
minute,
whatever,
but
it was
everybody's
updated?
everybody has
Good.
seen the movie,
kinda cool.
but everybody likes to go to watch the Academy Awards anyway, just to be reminded of the movie and see a little snippet from it again. Everybody likes to see. Would they like to return to a meme that they liked
Yes,
before? 'Cause
that's
now
actually a
it's being
popular
recycled with
thing.
a.
That's
Like, remember the one with the dog that the guy does over he mouths over the German Shepherd dog, and the guy's saying, "I got something for you," and the dog goes, "Yeah," like that, and he says, I got some beef. I put some sausage on it and some bacon." The dog goes, "Yeah." And the guy says, "And then I gave it to the cat." And the guy goes, "Oh!" And the dog goes like, and it was huge for a while. But you could redo that. Just
Something
redub
like
that
that's
in Spanish.
timeless, but if you were to dig up Grumpy Cat or something, I think everybody would be like, that's old.
Yeah.
You know, it does. Some things don't last
Probably
as
hit or
long.
miss.
I
Yeah.
don't know. I think everybody would appreciate a grumpy cat every now and
Maybe
then.
that's a better example.
You know that
Did the grumpy cat say things, or was it just a picture?
he's just a
You can
grumpy
just put
cat.
captions with it.
He
Yeah.
said all
His
kinds
face.
of
With
stuff.
his,
Okay, grumpy
yeah.
cat.
Yeah.
with his grumpy face.
Yeah.
But if
But-
we're doing
Remember, right now you
Yeah,
got
yeah, that's exactly
We're not
it.
ruling things out right now. We're just throwing the ideas.
Hey, what
out.
is this called? Do you know the thing that they do, the dance that they do?
Oh,
right
the
now?
little-
Oh, flossing?
The
Yeah,
flossing.
so anything with
With the
flossing will like
Yeah.
drive I'm thinking of my niece who's
Well,
in Spanish
yeah.
right now, and she's like, they actually do it, and they made a dance, and they have like a
Oh,
little song
that's
that they
fun.
sing with that, and it would just be so fun to have a GIF or something that.
Well, and they still
Just like
do,
the dad.
the Carlton is still popular,
that'd be
you
fun.
know,
Yeah.
from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air,
Yeah.
so, and that's timeless.
But I
You got
mean,
an
you'd be
animated
putting
GIF. You could have them dancing
And saying,
have
you know,
something cool up top.
Yeah, bravo,
Kids know what
or
that is?
très bien, or.
I think that it's pop culture at this
Come
point.
back.
Yeah.
that would be
Yeah.
fun, having them
But-
dancing
So
and have
pop
some
culture.
What about famous
pop culture
memes? What do you have in mind?
dances.
Some
I
examples.
don't
I
know.
think the
I wasn't
dog.
thinking of a
The dog.
particular one. I mean, like, there's You know, there's the
There's so
little
many.
kid. Yeah, there's so many.
The cat playing piano.
Yeah, the cat playing
don't
piano. There's I don't know, Velociraptor. I don't know why that one popped up.
Chuck, you got somebody?
You got something?
Well, Petra was wondering if this is for high school.
Well, that's what we're working on right now is,
Yeah.
hi there, is trying to decide, is this something for high school? Is this something for middle? Can elementary teachers use it as well? So do you have a suggestion?
High school and middle school.
And somebody else wants to know if you had memes, could students share them?
Ooh.
Ooh.
That would be exciting.
Jay?
If there was a landing page that cycles through different memes or different things that we want to show, I wouldn't see a problem with putting a share button on there.
Mm-hmm. That's
So,
cool.
so that would mean you wouldn't do the rotating 10 anymore, correct?
You just
Well,
get
you'd
the one
have
that you
to.
looked at.
You know what? That might make it tricky.
So you'd have to have individual ones.
I guess not if there was an ID in the URL. There's a way to do it.
That's
There's a
not
way
a
to
bad
make it
idea,
sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But that
Share
would be
is
a
nice.
cool way for kids like
To
hey,
get
like,
engaged,
Yeah,
yeah.
get
And
engaged
get more
and get
into
other
it.
kids
And
engaged.
with the comprehensible input, that's a great way to carry the curriculum through by putting a sticker on somebody's paper and then oh wow, wouldn't it be cool instead of it saying increíble that it had a picture of whatever meme that is the here and now for the students. That would be kind of neat.
Yeah.
Just a question. The actual sticker is nothing more than the square QR code.
No,
You
I
don't
think it
want
should also
any-
have say excellent on it, shouldn't it?
No, because you want the student to have to engage to be able to go
It's
in
a mystery.
and
It's a
Yeah,
mystery.
Isn't it
it's a
cool if it's a
mystery.
mystery?
You don't
Yeah.
need like
Yeah.
maybe
It
it's
gets-
passe, but you don't
I
need
think
like
it's
a
cooler.
scan me
Yeah.
or something in tiny letters next to it.
Well, what I had envisioned is that we would have our sticker page, and then down here it would have instructions. Download this app from your Google or Android or whatever.
When you make the QR codes, you can get the ones that say scan me.
Okay.
I think kids know what that is.
Yeah,
They
know
do.
what that is.
They
If
all
don't,
know what
they
these
can
are.
figure it out. It's a mystery is always good.
So that's fun, and you can make them. We would make them colorful.
Okay,
The
so
teacher
That's
just
fun.
asked if they could share them or send them to each other, but I originally thought they would share them just like, hey, check mine out. And, it'd be free time on the phone. No?
No, it would be share like I post it to my social media.
Gotcha.
Like let me
Gotcha.
share it
Instagram,
on
the big thing.
I got another sticker.
Instagram. You know, they could. Snapchat.
Just
it.
a few, yeah.
Oh.
Just give them like the top three or something.
What you got?
Karen would like to know if QR codes can be made into shapes that give a clue as to what the GIF might be about, like made into silhouettes.
Like a cat QR code?
Yeah.
We don't have
For
to answer it.
Grumpy
This
Cat.
is just throwing in
All right,
ideas.
a
Shape.
QR
Okay.
code shape.
That'd be kind of cool.
Some kind of hint.
I like
in
the
that.
sticker was a heart shape and it linked.
Is that our Karen?
Mm-hmm.
Or just a Karen?
Just a Karen.
That's
C-A-R-Y-N?
a tough one. I'm not sure if you can
Yeah,
shape
maybe.
your codes yet.
Yes.
It's our.
Say it again.
I don't know if you can shape the codes yet. Like
No.
pretty much they're always square when I see the
Yeah,
You
QR
you
code.
can make the
I
eyes.
see ones with something in the
that-
center sometimes.
Yeah, like you could put a logo
A
in there or
logo.
something, so maybe you can.
Yeah.
So maybe you
You
can
could
just
dress
have
them up
hint
a little
there.
bit.
I think
And-
there's
and you can
probably
change
a
the
color that
eyes.
doesn't scan, right?
The eyes will
Light
change.
colors. You want to use darker colors
A
And
light-
you could shape the sticker.
But you could put a light color that
too,
does not scan?
and not shape the QR code if you can.
without it affecting the QR code. I'm
How do
not
they put
sure.
the logos in the back then?
I think it's just the center.
Or
I
they
think
just
it's
cut
right
it
in
out,
the
they cut
center.
it out?
It takes the 3 points, it reads those 3 corner points, and then the dots in the center.
It's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, as for like giving a clue as to what it is, you could have
That's cool.
all of the same ones printed on the same sheet, so that the teacher would
Cool.
know. You know, they just have to
Cool.
scan
Yeah,
that
Yeah.
particular
Well, she also
line.
said-
That's cool, that's
You
cool.
could do
Look at
something
that.
like
Like
that.
for the teacher,
For
maybe it says
illustration.
above the row
Yeah.
each spot, you
Show
know,
these
like
guys.
which
Yeah.
one she's peeling
I like
off.
that.
Right.
Grumpy cat?
And they're all in a row.
Cat looks so grumpy.
Okay, a graphic with the
QR in the corner.
But do you
But
want to
is it,
give it
is it
away?
big, is it big enough though, Jay? Is it
Still
big enough to
mysterious.
copy?
That we'd
You
have
want to know what he has to say or
'cause
what
that-
he's gonna do?
If these are this size and
Well, we can
that
make
would
it
be a
smaller
tiny
than
little
that.
QR
We'll have
code
to play
if you
and
try to
test
fit
it.
Or it would be a
The
bigger,
stickers might have to be bigger.
sticker.
Yeah.
Big
What did you just say?
Jennifer
I'm just
Lopez
wondering if
sticker.
you want to leak Grumpy Cat on the main, or because I thought the point was the mystery.
I
of
thought
it.
that was the idea behind it was this in order to get the students to want to see what's on the code.
Right.
Does,
Do you want to have a picture that indicates what
I
it's
see what
Well, and
you're
if you're
saying.
cycling 10, you'd have to have 10 Grumpy Cats
Oh, that's true.
cycling.
That's true.
Which I guess you could.
Unless you
I mean,
just
all the more
dolled it
merrier,
up with the
but-
same graphic on all of them,
I know we did get some feedback from a couple different teachers.
One teacher did say something like, it doesn't, she wouldn't need to know what these were or what they said if they're all positive.
Right.
She doesn't decide who's getting awesome and who's getting very good.
They're all
just slaps
positive.
They're
them
all
on, yeah.
positive.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if
For
it's
the
affirmative,
for the
There
ease
we
of
go,
using
stick
it.
Yeah.
Okay, I totally was the teacher that did care. So
Really?
if someone
I
did
was
good,
too.
yeah, if someone did good, maybe because I taught social studies, I don't know. But if someone did good, I gave them good. But if someone was like, "Wow, this is amazing," then I wanted them to have either a really huge shiny one
Yeah.
or like,
Or depending on, like if I had something that was like a sticker
So
that
it's two
had like,
different sheets.
a kid kicking a soccer ball, like I made sure to give that to the kid that I
Who
knew
loves
played
soccer, yeah.
because that was just another way to
Yes,
show that like
relationships.
I
Yep.
knew this kid and
Agreed.
It could
I.
be two different sheets, an excellent and a awesome, or so good and awesome.
Well, yeah.
Or it could end up being depending on if
Different
But-
strokes
but-
for different.
But still, the questions are, what's the content? Where's the
here,
meat?
do you want to
Once
see?
it's- once it's in there.
Here's one that I demoed that I'll show you.
You
it
made
cool?
this one?
Yeah. Okay, so I've downloaded my QR scanner,
Yeah.
and hers is different. So you pull up her QR scanner is totally different. So you can see how
They
they
all work
come
the
up
same
on
though,
Just
right?
don't
yeah,
know the content.
but
We're
see
about
how they
content
come
right
up on different phones. They'll come
Here.
up different ways.
So,
And see, mine tells you have to hook to the
just
link,
looks like this.
Yeah.
and then it says Bravo.
Okay. Well, okay.
Show the folks.
So is that your idea? Is that we put that in there? It's a.
And I was suggesting that if we do
Bravo.
make these moving images, the GIFs, we should make them
I think it needs to
the
be
size of the screen. 'Cause
Yeah, I
think it's
agree.
kind of funky
Yeah, I
with it
agree.
just
And-
displaying in one
yeah,
spot on the
and if
screen. If we
you-
could make it fill up the whole screen, I think that would be way cool.
And if you
It would
look
be.
at
You mean say
her
flip the phone
phone,
sideways and it does
Either
that?
or.
You mean?
look at
you're always looking at it up and down, typically,
Oh.
especially when you're scanning.
So you say make them all vertical.
So yeah, make them like vertical.
Right. That's technical stuff. You guys.
If
need
you
to
were
come
holding
up
it
with content.
sideways, then it fills it in.
I got
Where's
it.
the beef? Where's the
But
beef?
see, mine,
Yeah, but
mine
we're
it
saying
chops
that-
off
that
the
it could be
hand,
something
where her
just totally
QR
random,
reader shows
you
the
know,
whole
like a-
thing.
It's the idea.
A
Yeah, so
purple
try to make it like
monster
a
dancing
uniform
on
size
some.
that fits
Could be,
both
but
screens.
remember,
What are kids
Everything.
into now?
4 out of 7. It's got to be cool.
What are kids
Really
into right
cool.
now?
Uniform
I said
size.
flossing.
I don't know.
That's a good one.
Yeah, that's a very good
Okay,
one.
but it could also be. It could. I mean, could all. I mean,
Depends on the age
what about
group,
something
too.
just totally off the wall? I was thinking just an edgy one. You get a kid and it's like almost she's doing like a selfie with her friend, and she's saying, "Your third-hour English teacher. I saw her with the coach in that restaurant last night." And the other one goes, and he goes, "You mean Mister?" So she grabs no. She grabs the phone out of her hand and it's cut off. That one would be like, yeah.
But how is that affirming
Right.
their work?
It's nothing.
That's-
No, this is just outrageous.
Random?
No negatives at this point.
No,
Remember,
I'm asking a
brainstorming.
question.
Don't. That's negative.
Oh, I'm
It's
sorry.
an idea.
Okay,
Let's
I'm
take
going
an
to put
idea.
down
No,
the idea.
It's an idea. Why not something just totally off the wall, suggesting a romantic interlude between two teachers? Not suggesting adultery, not suggesting with a kid, just suggesting that there's this thing going on, something worthy of gossip.
You can never go wrong with all the puppies and all the kittens in the world. Just saying, like,
Yeah,
you deserve
that's
it.
true.
All the puppies
Moving
in the
right
world
along,
right
right?
here,
And,
and they're all
and
just
depending
really
on the age group, you
adorable.
have
I
the
think
dab.
babies are good
Kids
too.
doing the dab.
What
The dab, yes.
What about
And it's a flossing dabbing. It's like we got all
Carlton.
The
What's
Carlton,
this flossing
yeah.
thing? What is it?
I can't do it.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I can't do it.
I
I
can't
can't
do
find
it.
it, but you just, it's, yeah.
It's
we'll
really-
show you later.
Fast.
It's
But
like
you
crazy
can
fast.
do, kind of like the old, like, Read posters, and it was like a picture of, some famous person.
Uh-huh.
Like, you could have, Ariana
How about
Grande.
like Steph Curry shoot, swish and
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
and,
yeah.
and then you have
Smart ones
in
would
the
be
background.
That
Now,
would be a cool one. You gotta have one for
What?
the
Yeah, you could definitely do
Sports.
gifts.
Sports?
Yeah, gifts of some kind, popular TV shows or movies.
What
Like
about
in
what
particular?
about
Let's say a specific sport would be a guy making a basket from a great distance,
And
or one of
screaming his
those
head off.
backhand ones from across
Oh,
the
yeah,
court.
like the
Those
half-
are-
half-court
yeah.
shot.
Yeah.
half-court
That would be
shot.
really cool.
And especially like the ones when it's like the high school kids, the middle school kids that are just making those impossible
Just
shots.
like-
they go,
Yeah,
For
yeah.
applause. Okay, and what was the other thing you said?
Well, I was saying going the celebrity angle. So
What about a
then,
celebrity doing something cool? That's
You said like
or
Ariana, like a singer.
Yeah, just like, it's a picture of Ariana Grande and she's got like some message for you. Like it's like a little speech bubble or you
Yeah.
make some kind of gift.
Chances
for,
are you can find a GIF or
but in Spanish.
that exists
Yeah.
already.
Yeah.
and just
French.
add your
Or-
own
yeah.
thing.
Sure.
in whatever
now-
language you want it to be.
Yeah.
Can you do these with sound too?
Not in the GIF, no.
Okay.
Gifts or
You
something.
can't do gifts and sound.
No, you can't.
Well, then how do we put any? Okay, well.
Well, then they'd
it's
have
in
to read
verbiage.
it.
Wait, no questions.
Right,
Those are
right, right.
negative.
That might be.
That's right.
Can a
That's
QR
right. Good.
code
Very good.
link to a video clip though?
Yes.
Okay.
You know,
Like a
video
YouTube clip or something
so we
that
could
we,
do a short
that we
Instead of-
hosted?
Some of
that'll
the
work.
outrageous.
I don't know if we would need to host
touchdown
them then on
Yeah.
our
dances they
own
do
to make
now.
sure they weren't
All of
deleted.
them. Choreographed.
Yeah,
we would
we
want
basically.
to, yeah.
I
We'd
know.
want to host them ourselves. For
So
sure.
if it was like a 15, 20-second video, we have them all hosted on our TV, YouTube, and they click and they get one of them, and
Mhm.
it could still cycle through. Or I guess they would only get one then, right?
That would just be one of the random one that pops. up.
Okay.
And what about like some of the popular video games and different things? If there's characters, like the Fortnite,
Oh.
For sure.
and some, I mean, because that's
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
tricky in getting the rights.
Yeah,
for
great
that,
idea.
right?
Video game
Right.
characters
Fortnite.
in a moment of success. The
yeah.
whole thing is in a moment of success. The video game characters
Will we
actually
be allowed
blowing
to
up
use,
the bad guys or whatever they
you
do.
know, a
We- we
picture
have to
of
see
one of
which
those
one-
characters at the end saying,
See what we have
I
as
don't
a
know.
public domain.
yeah.
It doesn't matter.
Well, that's tricky.
I'll the legalities over it. If you worry about the legalities of it, if you worry about any question, see me, and I'll tell you if we can get away with it or not. Okay?
Okay.
Because I understand this, but
Okay.
right now, for
Okay.
purposes
For this-
of
for
sake of
this,
argument,
okay.
everything
Okay.
goes.
All right.
Okay. Video game characters. How about some? 4 out of 7 have got to be cool, but 3 out of 7 could be just cultural stuff.
Yeah.
With the cultural stuff, and some of it, I mean, I'm thinking of one particular cultural thing that, remember, culture, and from the anthropological sense, isn't just Xochimilco, mariachis, and pyramids. It's just like the American culture isn't about ballet and the opera and museums. No. The American culture is McDonald's and beer and football games. That is American culture. And and I think teachers have gotten over the point of just wanting to teach the cutesy, touristy type culture now, and they want to teach real culture. And real culture includes all kinds of things. So anything that we could acquaint them with. Like, for instance, the biggest Mexican movie star of apparently all time is a guy named El Indio Fernandez. And he plays bad guys in the Mexican movies. And he's a real character. He was also a famous producer and director. And there's one movie he made in English with Marlon Brando. It's called Appaloosa. And in it, he plays a really bad guy, just a classic bad guy, with a big scar on his face and a hat. And he says, like this, he says, I think you're very smart, senor. Which would be perfect.
Oh yeah, that's
would be
perfect.
perfect.
That's awesome.
but I would lead into it by saying, this is Indio Fernandez, the most famous movie star of all time.
Which puts
It's
some
a cultural thing, like,
Mhm.
oh yeah, they got movie stars that I've never heard of.
No,
you
he
know?
has a message for you.
Yeah, that's right. Indio Fernandez, the most famous Mexican movie producer and star of all time, has
Has a message for you.
I'll see him as a villain.
There he is. He's really
Like-
great. It's really cool.
How about some lucha libre?
Oh, that
yeah,
is
those would be very nice,
huge.
yeah.
The kids love that.
For
Yeah.
for the French ones, why
All
not?
right.
Sure,
Yeah,
right.
focusing on Spanish.
No, it'd be
right?
fun.
Yeah, we're starting with Spanish.
But we'll
But
do
we want
French
to
and
do
German as well.
French and German
I
as
think
well.
it would be
So.
like- I'd
And
be
then
great in French.
English and social
Be a hoot.
studies.
I was just saying.
Yeah.
Might as
But it'd be a
well.
total hoot for a lucha libre guy talking in French. I mean, the whole thing is just, that's totally off the wall, you know. What if it was some really off the wall stuff? So people will go, what? We want some kids to go, if 30 kids are clicking these things all at once on their phones, or at least half of them in the room, right away, we want some of them to say, what? And some of them to laugh and some to go,
Yeah, the funnier the better.
Yeah.
I think so.
But some
It's,
just to go,
it's just
"What
like
the heck?"
it's like some of those where you have the picture and the mouth's moving like a human, even though it's not a
Mhm.
human.
Yeah,
Which is
Those are kind of funny too.
yeah. But I'm thinking like so you could take
like what?
A horse?
you could take.
Oh, Mr. Ed.
Yeah, we
But
know
also,
Mr.
if,
I
if
just
you're
dated
talking,
myself.
I'm right there with you. I'm like, yeah, right.
Nice try.
But you could take monuments and
Uh-huh.
think of the Cathedral of Notre Dame, get your
Uh-huh.
French piece and have
Lips on it?
Yeah.
I mean
Uh-huh.
have an
Cartoon
outfit
ones,
like
cartoons
cartooning.
on?
One of the gargoyles, you mean?
Yeah, have a gargoyle or
Oh,
something like that.
yeah.
See?
Some animated ones would be good.
So when you're
Fun.
talking some of those,
Like
the
illustrated.
obvious would be Eiffel Tower, of course, but we're something different where you can throw that in there as kind of one of those kind
Uh-huh.
of.
Should
Like
we
the
do-
Arc de Triomphe and
Mhm.
yeah.
Should we do a few straight cultural ones? Like just have some mariachis going, but I think you should keep them short. I think you should keep them like 5 seconds, just bang, hit and run. Most of these.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I just keep looping.
Yeah.
Yep.
But if you had maybe just some mariachis or something.
Yeah.
Or just
I mean, if
like
she-
the-
Find the right
There's
A
one.
gonna
few
be-
of the more predictable, and then
or just the more predictable. You know, you got the Xochimilco boats and somebody. Now, what have you won a prize, a trip on a boat in Xochimilco if you can get there. So they get familiar with Xochimilco or something like that. But these things could all be in, you'd say it in Spanish. But I think that in the language, if we could just familiarize the kids with one idiomatic term, one little phrase that's commonly used, if they could just see it and hear it one more time, we're giving them some. We're giving some, not just an incentive to get these stickers, but we're giving them something
So
that maybe
throw
they
that in the
internalize.
mix, like 1 out of 10, or
Yeah, at least.
What if you gave them like some kind of a bonus thing, so they get their affirmation that you're talking about, but bonus, and then if I don't know, like a task that they could actually like,
Yeah, I was
viewed it,
kinda
they
thinking
could
the
do
same
it,
thing.
and if they figured
Like
that
an
thing
extra
out,
credit?
like yeah, you got the sticker already because you aced the assignment, but then you did this cool little thing that it linked to, and you brought back the next day, and you're like, hey, check it out. I don't know, it could be like
So maybe
translate
a
something,
sucker
maybe it's just-
incentive or
something
something
extra, yeah, just like a little
Maybe it
bonus.
just has a
I
question.
think that would
A
be something
question.
we
And
would
it's
ask
extra
our
credit.
teachers. That
Yeah.
would be an interesting
Yeah.
question
Teachers
to
would like
pose
it?
to the teachers.
What?
No, for is that something that
yeah, 'cause
would
that's
be
affirmation, and then that's
working.
more work.
Karen again?
No.
Alright.
Somebody else signing in says she's a big fan of lots of authentic cultural pictures and photos that they can describe in the target language.
Oh.
culture
Cultural.
Pictures and photos, or what did they say? Pictures and.
What did she say? Or he?
Lots of authentic cultural pictures and photos that they can describe in the target language.
So they don't have to be all hilarious.
No,
She's
4 out of
saying throw some
7 got
cultural-
to, 4 out of
she's saying
7
throw
got to
some-
be hilarious.
Right.
That's where I lose it. I'm looking. I was a YouTube addict for a couple of weeks, and I noticed that if I got on sort of an area in the YouTube they got me on, and if 4 out of 7 weren't really interesting, and I just would tune it out.
That would be kind of cool though, just the most beautiful, like rich picture of
Like
something really
some
cool
hosting
in
show.
France, and maybe it does still have a word, but
Yeah,
if the word
should
is
still have
beautiful
the-
Or
in
no,
French.
a phrase.
Or
I
for-
mean, or a
Let's
phrase,
use a
but
phrase.
the
Let's go.
picture is really what fills it
Okay.
and takes it over, and then it's just got that word, and it's describing the work that they did, but it's also describing what they're seeing and how,
Yeah.
and that they're saying you're
You could say-
equating this work to this
How do you
beautiful
say,
place.
How do you say it's
Be kinda cool.
really, this is really as lovely as the work you just turned in. Somebody does French here, don't they?
Mm-mm.
Cest tan belle. You're French, you don't know.
No.
That's about it.
But how about that? This is as nice as this is as beautiful as and it's something beautiful. What's beautiful?
That's something to think about too, because at
Statues.
first we were talking about them just being affirmation words. So now are we saying throw some?
Sure.
That still
Another
is an
tidbit of
affirmation.
Yeah,
a tidbit of learning.
But you want
Right,
It's
but
more
it's
than
still a
one word.
positive
I think
phrase.
wherever possible, we ought to get a phrase in there, an idiomatic phrase that would be useful when you're speaking the language. One of those.
It
useful-
applies to the image or video.
Yeah.
and to their work.
So find useful idiomatic phrases that the teachers are teaching.
That's
There's
a good
there's usually a list in the first and second year book of modismos. What do you call it?
I have a book on modismos, I think.
Yeah, or just common phrases like, "No, I don't think so." Like something like that.
But that won't apply to the work.
No,
it's
but
not
I mean parallel.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, what else did we
Question.
put in that's just off the wall?
Could we?
Samantha's got a suggestion. YouTube videos, funny and cute French bulldog video,
French
That's
bulldog,
good.
yes.
Oh, that's a good
Yeah.
idea. I like that.
What about poodles?
French acrobats,
Really?
Okay.
something called Golden Buzzer semifinal, Zurich France's Got Talent,
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
that's a great idea.
Oh,
Buzzer.
okay.
and the top 10 incredible street performers videos.
Wow.
Those are good ones.
Repeat the last one, please.
Street
The
performance.
top 10
Incredible
incredible
street
street performers.
Hey, Samantha, call in sometime in the next day or so to 1-800-TEACHER and tell them as a thank you that you get a $10 gift certificate. That's a good one.
Sweet.
Tell them I said so. And if they'll come and ask me, and I'll tell them you're not making it up. Okay.
Because
Thank
we'll
you.
need 50 of
That's a
these.
good idea.
We're gonna need 50 of these at least.
30.
for the
Street
first-
performers
Well, if
would
there's
be awesome.
5
I know,
different
that's what I'm
sayings
thinking.
and 10 apiece.
Not mimes, though.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I can't
Are we
say
doing
it can't be
5
mime.
different ones and 10 apiece? Is
Yeah.
that what we're doing?
Five
here?
what? Why do one?
So
Are we doing
1, 2,
four different
3,
ones?
4, 5.
Yeah, it's just
So this is what, we thought that
No, I
if
thought it would
you,
all be the same QR code, and just goes to a different,
They're all
same
positive.
site, and it just randomizes them.
Unless you wanted brilliante and excellente, or unless you wanted
Oh,
ones different,
yeah.
Yeah.
different
Just
words.
3 different.
So that this
doesn't-
grouping would all link to these things.
But
Right.
it could be 3 different ones, but it could be the same 30. It could be, oh, that's right, some of them would say excellent, and some would say just good.
So you're saying use
Yeah.
the same animation, but just change the word maybe for different ones?
But
We
you're
might
not
as well
gonna
stick
put
up
the words on them
completely
anyway, are we?
original ones. Yeah, we might as well just make sure they're all different.
yeah,
Yeah.
Right.
50, I would say
Right.
50 different
She
ones.
said thank you for the $10.
She said thank you very much.
Aw.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, French, now that's good.
That's good.
That's
For
really
French.
fun
Yeah, it is.
Because
what other
it's-
stuff just totally off the wall? We need
Any
some
German
really
teachers
off
out
the
there
wall stuff.
can ring in?
We need some really off the wall stuff though. I mean, you gotta 1 out of 10 or 20 has to be like, I don't believe it. Like something akin to the one that I said that everybody's gonna knock down when we get to that point. Come on, I mean, so what can you do this?
Trying to think. My middle school nieces are all obsessed with corny jokes, and so I don't know if there's a way
Well, yeah, do
They
yours,
don't
my
translate.
son does the anti riddles,
to. Mm-hmm.
it's, I
How old is he?
13.
Perfect. Why isn't he
Anti-riddle
here?
or something. Why? Because he's in school studying.
stuff. You hope.
But yeah, that kind of like if there was a way to tap into those, that'd be kind of a fun thing.
It might be neat to, yeah, like the one teacher who said, can the kids share their ideas?
Right.
It'd be neat to
Because
have them send in your ideas.
Right,
you know?
they'd be like collecting these
Yeah,
and then taking
yeah.
with them
Yeah.
to share with other kids or whatever. So I don't know. It's an idea.
Okay, content.
What about some of those funniest home videos where you're like,
Oh, it hurts to watch?
yeah,
Yeah.
some of those.
No, what about the ones where they do it and it works? They don't get hurt.
Right.
They're not getting
Sure.
the ball in the crotch. They're actually taking a skateboard, going up on somebody's roof, doing a flip, and coming down on their feet.
That's
It's like,
good.
whoa,
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
like success. Super
Yeah, I guess
success.
we do want the one who succeeds. Ones are putting
What
this on
about
their
the
paper.
Rube Goldberg things?
Oh yeah,
Something-
Those are cool.
Goldberg
You know?
machine.
Yeah.
Those are cool. Those go on for like 3 minutes.
I
usually.
know,
Yeah,
but
they're
you
fun,
could
but we
take
can make
the
an exception.
last piece of
No,
it.
you can make an exception. I mean, I think most of them should be short, but what the hell?
Can you make some longer than others?
You can make them
Yeah.
as long as you want, yeah.
So that
There
would
you go,
be
someone
kinda
could get the
cool.
bonus.
How about one could be off the wall, could be just somebody, just a really the most boring college lecture on the most boring topic of economics, and it just
Bueller.
plugs into it, and and it just goes on and on and on, and they realize they've been pranked.
Wait, we can just keep saying, wait for it, wait for it, and then after 10 minutes, we'll say, good job.
Espera, espera, espera. That would be funny.
Oh, that would be great. But you have to make that one go at least like 3 to 5 minutes
Oh,
before
yeah.
they get to it.
I get every
3 to
time I
5
get sucker
minutes.
up,
They're
it goes
sitting
to
there
YouTube,
like,
I
oh my
do
gosh, this is going to be the
There's
best
nothing.
one ever.
There's nothing
And then
there.
it's like, nice job.
Or like the one where you get, Charlie
Loading,
Brown's teacher's
loading,
voice.
loading.
Yeah.
Yeah, where it's like
Okay.
loading, and then all of a sudden,
The spinning wheel.
yeah, spinning wheel of death.
Yes, that's what we call it.
Have you guys ever seen the one where it's like the serene, you're just watching and you're kind of waiting, like, what's this all about? And then somebody comes up and scares you, and you're like,
Yeah, that'd
Really?
be
A
a good
scare
one.
one?
Oh, that
Yeah,
was,
scare one.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the prank one that makes me think of is getting rickrolled. Have you ever heard of that?
Oh yeah.
Where?
Rickroll, where you
Rickroll.
think you're about to watch a certain video
Oh,
or listen to
let's
something, and
rickroll
then all of a
some
sudden he kicks in. He's never gonna give you
You
up.
I'm never gonna let you down.
And you're like, man, I just got rickrolled. I told you. I thought I was gonna
Yeah,
say
it's a
something
thing.
else.
It's a thing.
And
Rick
kids know
roll?
about this too.
Oh,
Okay, so you
my
got
gosh.
2 of them.
Yeah.
You got the
Rick
just watch for
roll.
and the Rick roll.
We
It's
could
Rick
totally
Astley,
do-
huh?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we could totally do that. That would be kind of funny.
Or moderator.
All right. So what if we go back
He was
to
dancing to the song. He was dancing to the song.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. All right. I think that
Crazy stuff. Need more ideas.
any more?
Yeah.
Yeah.
need more ideas.
well,
I mean, each of these could be 3 or 4 different
Right.
things, I know, but still.
if you wanted to go the cultural route, you
Yeah.
could
We
look
do need
at
a lot more
Yeah, we
culture.
do.
Yeah.
You could look at the different countries. Everybody first thinks of Mexico and Spain for Spanish,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
there's
so many other
so many other
countries.
countries.
Same
You
with
know,
French.
And with French, you have your African Francophone nations. So, what if we went something along a line of dancing or musician, or not
Okay,
necessarily
music from different
but
countries.
music from different countries, where, we talked about doing the Dougie or doing the,
Yeah, do
the
a rhyme one.
flossing,
Yeah.
but how about,
Sure. Music from Ecuador.
or like the Andean flute music, or how about some African drums,
Yeah.
That'd be really cool.
So,
So would you
So-
still have like that and then your affirmation?
Yeah, I was gonna say, how you
Okay.
gonna tie that in?
These guys, this is a such and such group, and you name the kind of group it is. C'est une groupe such and name the cultural kind of group that it is. They are excellent, just like you.
So we'll make some video clips essentially then.
Mhm.
Well, sound clips,
Yeah, you're gonna have to
put
do
together
videos.
stuff. We're not going to go to Africa to film these people.
Well, of course. Well, if you're gonna
Nice-
have words
nice
on
try.
there, then we're gonna have to. It almost have to be a video to have sound and
Yeah.
words
Mhm.
going.
Yeah, yeah,
Well, we
yeah.
talked about some linking to YouTube videos, so I guess that
We'll lift them and put them on our site.
And I'm
Well, if we
sorry,
had to
too.
make,
yeah.
yeah, I mean, if we
Thinking
just had to
about
make
some of the
20-minute
younger
clip, it
curriculum
wouldn't
too.
be-
Yeah.
If you're talking like food, some of the popular. 'Cause
20-second clip, right?
yeah, you have to think
Maybe.
about that, because if these are stickers that are going to cross the gamut from K through 12,
I'm trying to think about some of the.
you're going to have to be.
I don't think that kindergartners are gonna necessarily.
No.
If it's going to be all
Yeah.
levels, you
Well,
can't
It'd be
do
more
the
like
elementary
maybe
kids are gonna be
third-
scanning these.
But you
third-
can't do the scare one if
Right,
you're going
5th
to do
through
like
12th,
Yeah.
Yeah. It'd be fifth.
We're gonna,
336.
yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I think
You
think
could-
that
you
we
could
have
do
a
Wait a
different
second.
holidays.
I know one. Well, be more specific.
Something
there's
with
there's
holidays.
there's you can find in YouTube a lot. They're called God level workers, where people are usually they're in third world countries, and a lot of them are in Mexico and Africa, places like that. Where these people are doing some kind of manual labor. They're so incredibly good at it that you wonder, does this speed it up or something? But you can see the people in the background are walking at normal speed. It's like how does he do that? And it shows that it's a cultural element in seeing that how hard people work in some of these places, A, and B, you get to see that this person is just incredibly skilled, and you can say, this guy your work is good. He's great. Look how great he is. You're
Or just
great,
thanks
too.
for working hard
Something
or
like that.
something.
But
Yeah.
all in the language. He's
But
good.
talk about your effort.
He's good, and so
you
are
could
you.
totally just say this is a masterpiece or something like that, because what they're creating is the masterpiece and their work is a
Yeah.
masterpiece.
Oh, speaking of masterpiece, you could do art. If you want a cultural piece,
Mm.
art
Dolly.
from different,
Yeah.
from different.
Okay.
I'm looking up behind us here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I honestly,
mean, and you don't have to go with like the Dali and Picasso. You can go with some lesser known, more local artists in some of these countries that don't get recognized always.
Pass this down and plug this in somewhere behind you there,
Why?
because my battery's almost dead.
I think that
Is there-
we're getting
Is there
We
any
need more
plug right over here?
specifics. Need more specifics.
Nothing.
Stick
you're
this
gonna-
right here.
That chair right next to.
There's might be right here. Oh, it does says
Do not use
that
this
one.
out loud.
This is the
They're
real
gonna
thing.
make
Must
it.
be, huh? It's unvarnished, unwashed. The real thing.
Unedited.
All right.
Okay, so we had
That's plenty.
a couple of questions come
Okay,
in that
let's
I
take
couldn't
the
get to
questions and
because
then we can,
I was having some
Need more specifics.
real issues there with power. Okay, Emma wants to know, could you
Were
do
we
something
blotted
like-
out for a while?
No, we were doing okay. It was just choppy. I couldn't get to the
You couldn't get
questions.
What did
Emma
Emma
wants to
ask?
know, could you do something like 19 Crimes The Wine does?
What?
I don't know. You download an app that animates the label and they talk.
Well, that might be
Wine?
cool.
19 Crimes the Wine does?
Yes.
Huh.
Wine like W-I-N, like booze?
W-I-N-E. Mm-hmm.
We'll check it out.
You scan the label and it
French wine.
talks. Yeah, that'd be.
Yeah, but
Samantha says QR code that leads to a digital escape room activity.
Oh, that's sweet. Have it be an activity.
is that a hint?
Samantha.
Now that
Please
would
send me
be-
your
Oh,
email
my
address.
God.
Contact it.
Karen absolutely loves
That's like a
Rickroll.
whole nother product
She loves
animal.
Yeah,
Rickroll.
yeah.
Karen loves Rickrolling. She
Can
thinks that's fantastic.
can Samantha send you her email address,
Not
or
here,
can
but
she send me hers?
Where else?
Send her mine.
Petra,
Something.
he's right here. He's off camera. We got a question from
Samantha
Petra.
also likes recipes for food in the target language.
Yeah, I think food
Yeah.
would be a great one.
Yeah, but how do you link that with
Recipes.
like, how does he make that a wow?
Well, I think that where we're going with this and is
Sorry.
we're heading into another direction. with the content, with the QR codes, but I think that these are fantastic ideas.
What's the matter with the
And
what
I'm
do
not
you mean?
sure that, what I'm saying is, I'm not sure that they're going to be able to fit on a sticker, which is what we started our
Yeah.
discussion about. But these are phenomenal ideas that I would love to take further. So if Samantha would reach out to me,
It's something-
collaboration
We could always make
Would
would
one
be
of these
fantastic
QRs go to-
because we're for teachers by teachers. So I'd love for
wherever.
Samantha to.
Lori has
Hit
an
me up.
idea. She says, what about showing a short video clip of swimming with the Galapagos turtles
That'd be so cool.
or standing outside? Oh no, now she's going to test my Spanish. La Sagrada.
Oh, La Sagrada
Uh,
Familia is
there
a
we
church
go.
in Barcelona.
And
What do
showing
you-
a-
what do you do? How do we
and
make
showing a
that?
view of part of the church, etc. Of course, with all
It'd
the
just be a video clip.
Okay, that's called. Okay, so you got.
Yeah, it's just
if you
panic
got-
something
you got-
amazing,
for
kinda like the
cultural
masterpiece
stuff,
again.
You could have Sagrada Familia. You could have Parque Güell, right? You could have Xochimilco, the usual touchstones, right? Xochimilco, Z-O-C-H. You could have, this is the cultural standard things, the pyramids. Then you've got the big cathedral of the gargoyles.
Oh, well, that's
Notre
French.
Dame.
You're talking.
Notre Dame.
You can do other stuff too. You can do the catacombs.
Notre Dame.
And I think that, which I think being there, having it be a video clip is what she's saying too. It'd be way cooler to see it like you're there instead of it just being a picture.
A picture,
Right,
yeah.
right, okay, so
Right, like
video
it's
clip,
panning it.
but then you got to
Yeah.
say something.
That'd be
and
really cool.
Say, this
Yeah,
is
overlay
an
something on it.
This is also
Magnifique, yeah.
as magnifique as you are, as excellent as you are. This is excellent. These architects were
So
as
those
excellent as
with
you are. We need to
affirmations
put a
all
couple
over
more
the
words in there so they get exposed to some. I mean, the whole idea now, the big thing is, you're going to hear at Ackville and stuff. It's all about immersion. And the more the kids hear the stuff and see the stuff in context, the better. And if we can make these things, give the kids a chance to hear the stuff, see the stuff in context, the teachers will say, yes, this is not a frill, this is good. You know, right? Because we don't want to sell just frills and popcorn. We want to sell stuff that does some good. So what else we got? So you got cultural stuff. But what about cultural stuff that isn't just a picture of a place? The music is cultural, but what other cultural things can you come up with that would be some insight into their culture?
What about handicrafts?
I mean, it would be really cool to
The
go down
bobblehead
to,
turtle.
if you think about the Barro Negro in Oaxaca, or the I don't know what they're called, the little animals with the dots, painted dots.
Painted dots.
You know, anyway,
Ocumichos?
the little animals
Monstros.
that you
Monsters.
can take apart, the wood.
Monster
And
guys.
The toothpicks?
Monster guys,
Yeah, that are look like toothpicks.
Yeah.
And you went and you actually had a little clip of the artisan, or
Making
even
it, that's
the
good.
Craftsman,
weaving
yeah.
of the rugs or something.
True.
Yeah.
Going along with what the teacher said, one of them, I don't remember who it was, that said something about it'd be really cool with recipes for food.
Yeah.
What if the phrase was like creme de la creme, and then it had a French recipe underneath? So they scan it, they get the affirmation still, but then they get a little like pastry recipe that they can try at home, because that's really taking it to the next level.
Yeah.
They'd leave it up, and they'd go home, they'd say, hey, I want to do this. You know, I got this on my paper.
That could be really cool.
Could be kind of cool.
Delicious work.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. That's it. Great.
Delicioso.
And have a
That's
recipe.
good. Delicious work. That's
nothing too crazy, but
Yeah,
you know,
that'd
something
be
that they
cool.
could actually
Something that they
go
could make.
home and
Yeah.
do. Yeah.
Trabajo delicioso. That would be
And have it be something that's a little bit more common.
It could still be glam at the top though.
Yeah.
Well, how about
That'd be
your
fun.
work is sweet? Tu trabajo es dulce, and then picture some
If it's
Macaron.
some
a
really
sweet snack.
really good
Macaroons.
snack. Tu trabajo. There you go.
Just an idea.
Your
I
work
think
is
that would be
sweet.
kind of a way that'll weave in, like you're still getting your affirmation, and they're getting that thing that they do.
Yeah, your work
A
is
little
sweet.
extra.
Your work is delicious.
Well, they could
Your
make a
work is-
recipe for pan dulce.
Yeah.
That's fun.
You're getting so many different options that it's
It's-
actually kind of cool, because you're either going to have a crazy mix,
Right.
or
That's what we want, a crazy mix.
you could decide that after, you have these different
You
shoot off
have so
ones.
many,
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I think it's good. The whole idea is that it be random. Is that there's 30 kids, and let's say half of them actually take their phones and do it all at once. You'll get laughter. You'll get amazement. You'll get You'll get that.
But do teachers, some want the fun ones and some want the cultural ones?
Yeah.
I think so.
I'd mix it. I'd mix
I
it
think so.
in. I should mix it because
Well, and I-
to get the kids engaged. I mean, let me say this first, then you can say it. To get the kids engaged, to do this, to go and get the app, they don't have it. You have to have one of those uncertain rewards, like gambling or gold mining, where, yeah, you go in there and sometimes you get something cool and sometimes you don't, but if you keep going, you'll get something cool. You want them to want to go back now.
Well, I just wonder if it would be wise to have these leveled somehow, because say if a recipe, you could give the recipe completely in
Target language.
In the target language, whereas that would be you give that to a level 1 Spanish speaker, and now
They're disengaged.
They're not engaged because it's too advanced for
That's
them.
right, that's right.
So I think maybe depending on what the target level is, that influences
So
the
we might
content
create
as well.
sets.
I would say strategically, from a company standpoint, I would say, tell me if I'm wrong,
I agree.
but we should probably start out with one that basically
One
works for
level.
all levels,
Right.
see if it
Yes.
works, and
First
then
year.
Test
we'll
the market.
proliferate it into, expand it into
Right.
variations there.
Yeah, so of
So-
course. So that, but I'm just saying to keep that in
Right.
mind, that if you are putting something that is too far above,
Yeah.
you know,
You'll
a
lose
level 1 student, yeah, you are
Well,
going to lose them.
Like on the recipe one, though, the affirmation can be in the target language. The recipe
Right.
is authentic. The
just a
instructions in
bonus.
English. Yeah, the
Mhm.
bonus. If
Right.
you want to go home and making it is authentic.
Or you could give it both.
You could. That's true. I guess it wouldn't hurt if it had like the language underneath. Yeah.
How about somebody pulling a big fish out of the water? There's a lot of videos like that where it'll be like this, you can't see what it is, and there's this incredible fish, takes 3 guys to haul it out of the water.
There is something about that. I was
So,
watching this
Tom-
ice fishing, and this woman had a hole that was only like this big, and this like giant fish came on. It is kind of like, oh my gosh, it's amazing. Like, how did she?
Any
Accomplish
success
that.
videos,
It's
any
in,
sort.
in cultural,
Successful
that's
videos, yeah.
The success of the guy doing the
Right,
there's-
something
there's-
super
there's
like it's such a little thing, but it's huge. It's like what?
lots of success videos. I mean, there's a guy. This is too long and involved. There's a guy that drops a tree about this big around between like this 3-foot thing between his garage and his house, and he drops
I've
it
seen something like
down
that,
there
yeah.
and misses.
He
both
just
of
feels
them.
so good because
It's like, and he's dancing afterwards. He's dancing.
Ah, I love
I
it.
did-
Didn't know-
'cause he
Oh
wasn't
gosh,
sure of it
Ninja!
either.
Talk about dancing. Ninja Warrior is huge right now.
Okay.
My kids watch that.
Oh my gosh.
But then again, you need a success one. They don't,
Oh, yeah.
They often don't succeed.
But when they do, pick that one.
Hmm.
Oh, there's another one in Mexico. It's called Huevo Cartoon, and they're this very popular.
Huevo cartoon?
Huevo Cartoon.
That
It's
means
about
egg.
little eggs. These little eggs. There's these little cartoons. These little egg guys, and they
authentic.
and it's very authentic, very popular, very big in Mexico. It's a huge thing. It's as big as The Simpsons up here, but most of it is very crude and off color. There are 2 guys and they've got sombreros on. They got big mustaches and say "Hey, compadre," and they're accusing each other of all kinds of stuff, And
So we don't use the audio, we just put our own words over it.
we could, or you could find one little part where he says, "Hey, hombre, muy bien," something like that. And any teacher who's been to Mexico or is a native speaker would know these guys and think this is cool, because it is like the most, like it's a big thing in Mexico right now.
So we
So
need to
check out
clean it
Huevo
up.
Cartoon.
But we're not leading the kids down that road,
What do you mean leading them?
even though we edited or changed the audio. Aren't we sending them to something trendy that could backfire?
It's mainstream. It's G-rated, but
Oh,
Is
okay,
it?
okay,
it's
okay.
suggestive. It's
Because
no worse than The
slang,
Simpsons.
Oh,
slang
okay.
It's
of
no
for-
worse than The Simpsons.
Oh, okay,
Mhm.
all right.
It's The
Because
Simpsons. and
huevos and
Huevo.
slang is.
I know, but it's not that. It's just Huevo Cartoons.
Well, Petra says, how about they get to play a quick game on their phone? And then Guinea Pig Galore says, or they could do musical instruments and musical culture.
That's a good idea. Wait, games? What's involved with that, Jay? A lot.
That's like 2.0 kind of stuff
Okay.
there, yeah.
And then Senora Gessner says, jalapeno eating contest.
Oh yeah!
Everybody loves that idea.
Nice.
There's got to be
Different heat
something
level.
similar in France and Germany too, or one of the speaking
Wine
countries.
drinking contest.
Well, can't do that.
Right. Oktoberfest. Right.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But we used to, we sold a poster in German for years and years at the Oktoberfest, big beer hall, and nobody complained about it. They said, no, that's
music. We
authentic.
said music earlier.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
we
think
had said
people
musical
today would.
instrument.
They would really?
Yeah.
So we're supposed to teach Germans and Germany, and the German teacher pretend that Germans don't drink beer?
Well, you don't pretend that they don't, but you probably just don't broadcast it with a poster.
You
That
don't
poster
highlight it.
wasn't that suggestive either. From what I remember, I think I've seen it.
It was a big beer hall, and everybody was drinking beer. That's all they were doing.
Oh, never mind. Must not have
You
seen
can't
that
put that on the wall anymore.
No.
No.
Can't you really?
Nope.
No.
What about, we had the one, originally one of
No.
Cannes, the beach at Cannes.
Oh, I'm sure that wasn't right.
There was,
No.
there was
No.
1,000 people on it, and if you look at the magnifying glass, there was one. And they
Like a
caught
Where's
it.
Waldo?
Yeah.
The teacher
Yeah.
said, I can't
Yeah, we
show
don't-
that.
Yeah, you can't.
Very
No.
cultural.
No.
Yeah, it's very cultural, but
But-
not our
bad,
culture.
So sad.
Right.
There's a lot of things that are part of American culture that we don't touch in classrooms
right.
either. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
True.
It
Well, it's true,
says,
there's-
Another one?
it also says something, maybe something with, oh, let me try here. La Tomatina?
La Tomatina,
yeah.
yes. Oh, that would be fun.
Okay,
it's
okay,
a,
tell us
it's a food fight
Wait,
in
how about the
Spain
Bulls then,
where
too?
all they do is throw tomatoes at each other.
Okay.
Like,
What?
I mean, it's
It's cool.
It's the whole
cool.
town.
It's
The
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 end of the
whole
season.
town,
And
and
it-
it's
Oh, I
the end
did
of the
see a
season.
video.
It's
What about
all
the Bulls?
leftover harvest that
It'll be-
doesn't,
the tomatoes
and they
usually
get into
go
a
steep in
giant
the
food
street.
fight. They go down the street in a truck full of tomatoes, and they chuck
So
them
your
at each other.
affirmation is like smashing good or something.
They all wear white and goggles.
Yeah.
What about
Yep.
what about the parade in Spain? I think it's called Las Fallas.
Uh-huh, Las Fallas
where
with
the,
the
where
big
the fireworks and
things.
stuff, you get, if you're a spectator along the edge, the floats are blowing up with fireworks.
Yes.
And the spectators
And
along
they're
the street
big
are getting their
floats.
hair
Okay.
burnt and
Big.
stuff.
What about like the running of the bulls?
Yeah.
About being successful, the person
you
who makes
could
it
get-
down.
you could- yeah.
Makes it down.
Some says
So
positive.
that's cultural
Right.
fun
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
Get something out
I
of
mean,
there. Las
that's-
Fallas.
Yeah, the
I-
bullfighting, people are starting to
Yeah.
Yeah.
lean
so-
away from because
Yeah.
of the
Even in
cruelty to
Spain.
animal things.
Even in
Yeah,
Spain, yeah.
even though that's a huge part of culture,
It
it's
isn't.
not
Not necessarily. So
anymore a
so-
popular part of culture. And I think that if we're looking at pop culture things,
I think that
Would that
controversy
be-
is something we should address, and on both sides of it, sometime in another product. But it's worth addressing because it's a big thing now, especially in Spain. In Mexico, it's pretty much gone out of style. But in Spain, it's still in style, and there's a tremendous movement against it. But that's a whole different subject, which we should cover. I mean, it's a good chance for teachers to talk about something controversial. I mean, why not? Spices up the class.
yeah.
All right.
All right.
Okay, so now we
I
get to
think that-
winnowing it down.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see, which ones are for sure we're gonna put in there? See if my list is longer than yours, or you wanna go ahead?
I have
Which
a
ones
really
are
long
for sure?
list
Check out the ones that for sure we're gonna put in. We're gonna count on them being in there now. So you got.
that we're going to count on being in
Count,
there.
yeah, this is we narrow it down to the stuff for sure. If you wanna add to it, you can, but you can't subtract from it. Which means that some of these are gonna be hard to find and hard to make happen, because we just said, we just
But
gave
why
a
do
general
we
description.
why do we have to do anything definitive? I think some of these we have to find out what
If
is
what we're
possible.
capable of
No.
finding. Yeah, I
We-
would
well, we
I
have
would
to-
Well, the
agree
ones
with
that
you.
we wrote down are
because then
doable.
because we're gonna ask you to do the hard thing. We're gonna ask you to do all these are gonna be hard. And none of them are gonna. 70% of them are not gonna be easy. Believe me. Because right now we just said general, and getting it to work from now to there is hard. But that's the thing. In brainstorming, you come up with great ideas, and you don't let the points get knocked off your star.
Right.
You keep all the points and keep the dreams. Hang on to it. So, if you want to chicken out now on some of these things, you gotta speak now or forever. Okay,
That's a
famous.
tough
Well, I think
start with what you got.
we should look at broad categories because so if we're looking under music first.
Okay.
And first of all, are we starting with Spanish speaking, or are we going to
I think-
we
You gonna do all of them, or
we-
just,
we
That's,
need to-
that's tough because
I think we need to pick one and start with it
Okay,
and
start
go
with
there
Spanish.
because if we're starting with 50,
Yeah, okay.
Spanish.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
I think we need to
We'll try Spanish, see if it goes, and we'll
Channel it.
we'll spread it out. Okay. Okay. Spanish.
So I think we have music. I think we have dance. I think we have animals. We have pop culture.
Theirs or ours?
Both. We have. I
Both.
think those are two branches.
Then put both.
We can even within different countries. I think then we would go to our. Hang on, I don't want to go to culture yet. Make sure we get everything else in there.
What destinations wasn't that?
Food.
Something like that.
Food. Food was one.
Yeah, you said destinations and art.
Destinations.
Art and destinations. So that's where we get into our cultural stuff. Destinations.
Well, music is cultural too.
But so not
Sure.
what am I looking for? Places. like you
Places.
had Park
That's what I
Güell,
meant
you
to say,
had
yeah.
La Sagrada Familia, you had Teotihuacan. So
Galapagos.
Galapagos. We had, how about Patagonia? You know, somebody who's climbing a mountain that or shushing down in some snow in Argentina or Chile even. So
climbing up the biggest mountain in the Western Hemisphere, which is in where is it? Chile?
Yeah,
Aconcagua?
Andes? Yeah, I think so.
In the Andes?
So what are we
The
calling
success
those?
of that, I don't know. Success things. Some of
Those
these
are-
were
Well, I thought that was destination.
Yeah, that's okay.
Not,
Yeah. Kind of
And
balls
all
into the
of
same
these
thing.
are success.
Yeah, they're all
I
success.
don't know if you want to include, you had, right from the beginning, what was it, sports, I think we said?
Yes, thank you.
There we go.
Sports. And that would include our lucha libre, that would include our football, and then we can go American football too, we can go basketball, we can go, even if you can go into, if you want to take that into a cultural realm, you can go back to La Pelota that the Indigenas played,
It's fun.
maybe.
which would be kind of cool.
They don't play anymore. They're all dead.
Well, they had to sacrifice somebody.
Pétanque.
Did they sacrifice the winners or the losers? I never could figure
You
that
know
out.
what? There's controversy on that. Some say that the winners sacrificed one of their own.
All right, you're putting people to sleep now.
Sorry.
So, so I think the next thing we need to do is
Put the particulars in.
those categories.
Okay.
So,
Famous memes rewritten in Spanish. Where does that category go in?
Pop culture. A lot of the stuff's going to fall under pop
Yeah.
culture that we wrote down
Okay.
today.
Famous memes rewritten in Spanish. We gonna do that?
I think it's a great idea.
I think it's
These
good.
are fun and easy.
Okay. And of them, I would do the dog one. The dog and the food one.
we're
Guide to-
deciding the specific memes right now.
Sure. The more specific
Well,
we
I
get,
don't
the
think
better.
we can do that.
I don't think
I
that's fair.
honestly think that
Well,
that
some of 'em,
it-
you can
we
get- you
can't
can get-
that specific in this session right now
No,
until
we-
we get on the computer and start looking and seeing and,
Okay.
and talking
You
to
can-
the
okay.
the
Okay, wait a minute. You can add to this, but these are the minimums we want. If you want to add to more specific memes, great. But if we've got one right now, put it on the list. Right?
I don't know this dog food one
I
that you're
have no
speaking
I
of.
don't either.
None
It's
of
cool.
us do.
So,
You'll like it. Trust me.
well, the kids like it because I think the
That's
point is
I
that it
showed
would
it
be
to kids and they all like it.
He's a 12-year-old at heart.
But the point is that it should be memes that the kids are sharing and that the memes that kids use, and not ones
All right.
that we as adults think are funny.
No, okay. Well, wait a minute. We learned a long time ago that we do not need to condescend, that their humor really is the same as ours. They are
I
adults.
understand that, Skip,
They're
but I
adults.
think that we should we should do some research as to what memes are popular
Okay, right, yes,
with
okay.
kids and not the memes that we are familiar with, because let's be honest, they're a million light years ahead of us when it comes to the tech and to the social media, and we're constantly playing catch up. So
You know what you might also do? At the end, when you got all 100 of these,
You win.
you show them to every kid, and they'll tell you which ones are lame. Most of them will be like, eh.
yeah,
Right.
that's one
You
where
throw
you
those
would
out.
send out. You would curate a list of memes and send those out to a few teacher reviewers and say, "Hey, survey your students for me.
okay.
Which memes do they like?"
Okay,
And
so
are you
you're-
also saying make 100 now and try to
I
get it
just
down
threw
to
that number
50?
out.
No,
Sorry.
no.
I didn't mean to scare you there.
30 ought to do it. 30 ought to do it.
30,000.
30,
Bill
so
says don't forget Fortnite. Kids love.
Got that.
Yep,
Yeah, we got that.
Yeah.
Pop culture.
who said that?
I brought that up with
Yeah.
the video games.
Nicole?
Nicole.
Nicole again. Thanks, Nicole.
Video game characters.
Where's Nicole from?
I don't know.
These people aren't from California, are they?
Well,
They're probably
teaching
East
right now.
Coast because
They're
yeah.
teaching.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Okay, so
We're at an hour right now.
Yeah.
okay, then let's get some of these down. We had
So
some
just
good
putting
ideas
them into
here.
the
So if you guys
categories.
got something on your list that you really
general,
love.
but just having general things. We didn't come up with these specific ideas just for the heck of it. We gave you some good ideas here.
So you're talking like with music. Is that
Putting
what you're talking
them
about?
into the categories, yeah.
Mariachi
Mariachi.
band.
Yeah.
So just going through our list, like Fortnite, did you write that into the pop
Pop culture.
culture?
Yeah.
And I guess for dancing, you would do. Well,
You
would you
different
do like
things.
flossing and
Yeah.
pop
Yeah.
culture or in the dance?
Doesn't matter. It's
That's
put
a
it
tough
someplace.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
I think you
Pop
do it
culture.
in
It's a
dance.
flash
Only
in the
half
pan.
Okay.
So
And the
Good.
Carlton, that was
I
fun.
think anyway.
Okay.
Maybe.
Austin Carlton.
Carlton
Because
Flossie dance
everybody's,
you've got.
my son already gets made fun of for dabbing because it's all like,
Is
oh,
dabbing?
you're still dabbing?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's passe now.
Yeah, like stuff comes and goes so quick.
Yeah.
Okay.
But he definitely
Um,
flosses every day still.
Okay. Now,
That's
where does the
awesome.
sports gifts with the half-court shot go?
Under sports.
Under sports, yeah.
Under sports.
Got half-court shot?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, okay.
And now, see, maybe I would put some a native indígena scoring a goal in pelota if
Okay.
you can find it.
And I would
And
like
also
you
do some
to,
possible soccer, like the football.
Yeah.
and I would like you to equally
Oh,
represent.
goal!
Like the
The
Geico
goal guy, the goal
commercials
guy, right
with
there.
sliding the little-
Goal guy, goal. That's all I need to say. It says it. It says itself.
Just have it go for like 20 seconds.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
also
that guy.
represent the ladies,
Yeah, yeah.
please.
Yes. Female
Athletes.
athletes.
Well, Argentinian
I don't
field
mean
hockey
in
team
right
won
here,
the,
but
won the
in
goal.
general, there you go. Like just
There you go.
someone
Sure.
awesome.
Okay. Oh, what about the female, the lady lucha libre women from Peru?
Oh, no.
Never heard of it.
But Lucha Libre goes under there too.
Yeah.
Okay, lucha libre. Okay, got them. The French bulldog video, was that, will that
That's
work in
French.
Spanish, or is that only French?
But that's gonna be,
That's
that's like
French.
the animals.
Okay.
All the puppies and the kittens in our
We got
animals.
puppies, kittens,
Oh,
and the
yeah,
Galapagos
the
The
turtles.
Galapagos turtles, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
remember the Taco Bell Chihuahua?
I was gonna say, what do you mean Chihuahua? I can say it in Spanish.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, look at
Get
it. They
No.
won't, they won't get that.
They won't-
No, that.
No, but if it's just
I was
Chihuahua
a
saying
kid when
something
that came out.
funny
so
or saying
cute.
something that's still
Is
mean.
Speedy
I know,
Gonzalez still a
but-
thing?
Cute dog.
No.
Well, to me, yes, but I don't think the kids will.
You know, there was,
the
there
Taco
was
Bell
a,
dog.
Oh, I get
No,
the
you
eye
say
roll
Speedy
at home
Gonzalez.
all the time.
what, Speedy Gonzalez?
From the 13 and 15-year-old, yeah. I am passe when it comes to that kind
Pepe
of
Le
stuff.
Pew French.
Yes,
Yes,
he is.
Pepe Le Pew is French.
But Speedy Gonzalez, I was worried about that for a while, and I asked a lot of Mexicans, I asked most of the Mexicans that I've talked to in the last 6 weeks, is Speedy Gonzalez racist? And they said, no, we love Speedy Gonzalez. Which was
Where are you talking to
surprising.
these kids?
Huh?
Which kids?
These are adults.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, adults.
I don't think kids here
I don't think
anymore.
Kids don't know who he is.
No.
Yeah, they don't know.
No, we're talking about the food.
We got
Famous memes.
Celebrity references in pop culture.
Yeah.
celebrity
celebrity.
references. That's where we would put his Indio Fernandez. I think that
Yeah,
one would be
I think it's
freaking
great.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's halfway through the movie, about a third of the way through the movie Appaloosa. It's just great. Love it. I think you're very smart, senor. It's great.
That would be wicked cool.
It really is. We need more like that. The Grumpy Cat captions.
That's in the
Animals
memes.
or memes.
That's under memes.
But you got it under the memes. You got it under the
The only thing is, I know for a fact you have to license Grumpy Cat,
Yeah, I think
which
Grumpy
still
Cat
may,
is.
might be doable.
Yeah, but wait a minute. If it's on YouTube with or Pinterest with captions and stuff like that, I don't think there's a problem. If it's already there, if somebody's already lifted it or come up with their own Grumpy Cat or one thing or another, I think we're cleared. But show me
All
what
right,
you got.
I will.
If you're worried about it,
We'll
I'll,
take a look
I'll
at
tell
it.
you.
Okay.
I know the.
And
Excuse me.
under destinations, we had La Sagrada Familia.
Yeah. Parque Igual,
Yep.
Xochimilco.
Yeah.
Ick, you said? Why, it stinks.
It's just, it's not, it's, okay,
What's too touristy?
yeah.
Okay.
So we're gonna have to look into this 19 crimes.
I
Well,
can't
the
wait to
wine
look at that,
does.
yeah.
It's augmented reality.
Okay.
Oh, that's
So that's
a-
kind of like what we're
that's
talking about for 2.0.
Okay.
That's
I might-
2.0,
I might
yeah.
check it out though.
Yeah.
She might be onto something.
Okay, then okay. How about the craftsman making some of these cool
Oh,
Culture.
making some of the,
Some of the
yeah.
stuff's really pretty
The rug
neat.
weaver and the.
Yeah, or the people making. You
Would
know,
that be
there's
your pop
we've got a good
art,
video
kinda
of
like
someone
the
making the
cultural
bolero
arts, yeah.
things on a lathe. He turns out in like no time at all. He paints it on the lathe. It's really cool. We own that.
There's
video.
there's a pretty cool, it
Bolero,
shows
right, the
people
bolero.
making, castañuelos.
Oh, this is the castanets.
Okay.
Yes.
And your food ones were
Bolero
just
ones. It's about the bolero.
recipes.
Bolero?
Bolero kit, or just any kind of crafty kits. Sorry.
That's okay.
Your turn.
I cut you off. Your
Yeah.
food ones were just recipes with things like delicioso and creme de la creme and sharing a recipe with them.
Okay, how about the tomatina? Where does that go?
Pop culture.
Okay,
What the
that's as much culture. as-
jalapeno eating contest?
Yeah. Where does that go?
Pop culture probably.
Okay.
Or food.
Or
I think food.
Food, yeah.
It doesn't matter. Whatever. Let's put it someplace. Okay. This is just a general one. The super successes in YouTube videos. Anybody does something that's a super success. Any stunt that they pull off, a stunt that they're doing, a physical stunt especially, the very physicality of it, something that works. Like, you look at, wow, after the interview, you just go, wow, like, the guy really did
Like
that,
those
and he ended
people
up on
that
his
make the
feet.
pancakes
I don't
that
believe
look
it.
like Edward Scissorhands.
Oh, yeah, those are cool.
Yeah, the pancake art.
Pancake
Well, and how
art.
about the guy
I
that
think I've
does the
seen
salt?
that, yeah.
Oh,
that-
yeah. How
That'd fall
about
into the
some
meme one.
Bob Ross?
I love Bob Ross.
You know
So
what?
does my
I
daughter.
think that's a
She's-
good idea.
Yes, there are no. What does he say? There are no mistakes. There are just happy trees.
Oh my
Little
gosh.
accent.
That's perfect.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Little
Would that
accent.
be under
Well,
orange?
Bob Ross
Yeah, and my
does.
Really?
kids,
Still?
and my kids, yeah, that's like
That's
that's
kind of
in
funny.
now.
Oh, yeah.
It's
Yeah,
pop culture at
Yeah.
this point for sure.
yeah.
Really? He's like dead for 10 years.
I
Just
know.
saw
Back.
there's a Mr. Rogers documentary.
He was a
coming
cool
out.
guy.
I ate dinner with Mr. Rogers.
Did you?
Yep.
That is
When
a
I lived in
story for
Pittsburgh.
another
Yes,
time.
it
I
is.
want to hear about
Okay,
that.
that's
but
pretty
super
cool.
successes of YouTube video, that's a very general thing, but look for something physical. Where they're doing something physical and they just have this incredible, you go after, like, you go, I don't believe they did that. How did he do that, you know? In fact, there's also one, there is one about long distance basketball shots. Like there was this little kid that used to be able to throw a basketball
got
off the
that.
top of a building,
Yeah.
no, not the half court shot.
Oh, the ones.
He
Okay.
threw it
Trick
off the-
shots.
Like
yeah,
off-
he's like a
Yeah.
4-year-old kid.
off of
yeah.
a canyon, and he'd throw it.
Yeah.
It'd be like half a mile away, half a mile down, and it'd go in. You
Now-
know, that sort of stuff. It's like something that everybody would applaud
It's
for.
sad.
Now, but
Satisfying.
here's
I think
here's
that's
the
very
thing that
satisfying
we need to
watch.
take into consideration as we're going through these ideas is yes, the culture goes cross curricular, across everybody, across all sorts of rural, urban, suburban school districts. But I think we need to take into account that sort of thing too when we're looking at some of these ideas.
Yes.
That's why I was hesitant to put down a specific idea at this juncture without going to I really appreciate the idea that Liz came up with was curating a bunch of different ideas and then sending it to teachers to survey those students, because if you're not gonna send necessarily a certain something that you would send to a suburban district or a rural district. Somebody who lives in an urban setting is not going to really have any interest in showing a scan of somebody milling wheat, in a rural area.
But there's a thing too. Any one thing that we've got won't be pleasing to everybody. If you try to come up with things that are pleasing to everybody, you will either have something that's so mamby-pamby it won't be anything, or you just won't please anybody. You can't. In other words, you've got to go and look. There was a movement for a while, and this is a woman who was a undersecretary of education under both Democratic Republican administrations, wrote a book called The Language Police, and she said it got to the absurdity at one point where you couldn't have a story written about people in the lowlands because it wouldn't relate to people who lived in the highlands. And you couldn't have a story written about the highlands because it wouldn't relate to the people who lived in the lowlands. So where could the stories be written about? Essentially, you couldn't identify they're written anywhere. So I think it's okay to interest some people and other people will be less interested in it. You can't try to please.
Right.
Finding the things that'll please everybody is going to also, or not displease anybody, is going to please nobody.
Well, but that's what I'm saying is we need to come up with things that are from the lowlands and from the highlands. We can't just
Have a
pick.
mixture.
Okay,
So
yeah,
that's
Have a
that's
mixture.
where I'm going
Yes.
with this.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Is by
With you.
we can't just pick,
Okay.
because I did hear from a teacher who has said, can you do something other than Day of the Dead in Mexico, because I want culture of something else. So that's where I'm going with these stickers, is if we're going to have these different underneath
Sure.
the
Yeah,
scan, then
it's
It's a variety.
Let's touch a lot of different bases.
Yeah.
Variety is good. Okay, the Rube Goldberg videos, we're going to put one of those in?
Huh.
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, we got rid of one.
Okay. The watch and wait for it.
That's fun.
I think that's
Yeah.
funny.
Making them
It's gotta be
wait.
the right
like,
I
video.
think then you have a different category that's just like
Miscellaneous.
Random.
Weirdities.
And the Rick Roll thing too?
Yeah, that's
yeah,
That's
I
good.
think,
Yeah.
don't
Okay.
delete that yet.
All right. The scare one where you scare people?
I don't think we should.
I'm worried
Yeah.
about that with the kids.
Okay.
Because they
Oh,
didn't
I
learn
love
about
Have like a
being scared.
kindergartner.
Yeah, you do, but some people don't.
Just flash. Great job.
Okay.
All right.
looking over your
Amazing
list.
God level workers. If you Google that,
we
you'll get
got-
cool stuff. They're incredible. I mean, and a lot of these people are from
Be called
Latin
for
America.
something.
I think
But
those
it was
would
like
be
the craft.
If it's the right amazing one, yeah.
It's like you don't. It's well. Some of you can't believe it.
right. And
Like
Yeah.
like could he really?
I'm
gonna
just
be
thinking
like the
that in the
sport
grand
ones.
scheme of ideas, that's like the least of. That's not as
Yeah.
exciting.
But I
as
mean, you
some
could
of the other
say you worked hard and did well because you can see these guys are working hard. So, see, got a guy cut up a mango or a guy cut up a big watermelon or papaya. Goes like that. It's done. Just what? Did they speed that up? No, because people in the background are moving at normal speeds. Some of this stuff's amazing, and that's a cultural thing because you see that some people they just have simple jobs, but they work hard at them and they get good at them. And that's something
for
something.
authentic stuff. So
Yeah, it's authentic and stuff we don't see
Yeah,
very
I
much.
think that's a category in and of itself.
But I mean, okay, so that,
authentic.
yeah, God level workers, find those, okay?
Uh-huh.
Because I mean, some of these we can make it. It's the 4 out of 7 has got to be something they really think is cool. 3 out of 7 can be a little bit cultural, you know. You just have to put a cultural thing behind it. Él lo hace bien y es un milagro, something like that. Okay, and the craftsman, did you get that thing? We're doing the crafts. Did that already?
yeah, she got that already.
Yeah, she already does it.
Something, a food, creme de la creme, delicious.
Yep, she's got that.
You got that? You, your work is the sweetest.
Yep, under the food.
Same kind of thing.
Okay. Fishing success. Somebody pulling in an
That's
incredible
That's
fish.
the
a super
instant
success.
gratification. Yeah.
Yeah, but put underneath there a subcategory fishing. Fishing is cool. You'll get some. Come on, we don't.
What?
We can appeal to half the class. It's
I got
okay.
it. I wrote
Right,
it.
but we've got. I thought we were supposed to be eliminating some. We're
Yeah.
we're not eliminating any.
We don't
right
have
now.
30 yet.
We've crossed out 3.
We don't have 30. Musical instruments.
What do you think about
We
these
got
ones?
that.
Well, yeah, but some of these are going to
Yeah.
have
Just got
multiple. So,
Yeah,
like,
they're
you know,
definitely-
you're talking about, sports
Those
and
are already
getting,
there.
like,
She's going to
Okay.
run them by
Sagrada
kids.
Familia,
She's gonna run them by kids.
Parque
We
Güell,
understand that some of them are going to be next
There is
up.
well
Galapagos turtles
over
is
30
in
here.
Yeah, we
animals.
need way more than that, I think. And I would say run them by kids, not teachers. Because teachers are going to have the same
Yeah, that-
prejudices that
You know
we
what, I
do.
would do
That's what I
both,
said,
though.
Skip.
Huh?
That's what I said. That's the
Like
idea
kids, you
she's
like
referring
Ninja
to.
Warrior.
Right. Okay.
No.
No.
Did we go over acrobats,
time
French
up yet?
acrobats?
Yeah.
Oh, we're doing
so.
Spanish.
Yeah,
Sorry.
how about the celebrity angle with a
Yep,
message?
we got that one.
Got
Yeah,
that.
we
Yeah.
pretty much
Yeah.
covered it all.
Yeah.
Under pop
Go on
culture.
Famous people, yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Video game characters, you got that in there?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. Use phrases, cultural pictures. The goal guy, you got in there? Goal.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the top 10, what was it?
That's French. We need to wait.
The golden buzz.
That's French. We gotta wait.
We can't recycle it. Share
got
mystery.
Las Fallas.
Oh, what is that? Las Fallas.
Tomatina.
Yep.
Las Fallas and Tomatina.
Yep.
That's all I got.
Well, that's all I got too.
Yeah, I was looking over.
Sound good?
Spanish bulldogs.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
That was good. That was fun.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you.
Next time we'll do it with beer. It'll be more fun.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank
Yeah.
you. All right. Now my brain is spinning.
Mm-hmm. You gotta remember all that.
No, she wrote it down.
I did.
Yeah. A lot of these
took
are
good
gonna be,
notes.
we're done. We're
I
off
got
beer.
4 pages of notes.
We can